What I'm going to be taking you through is how to use the Dropbox to give feedback on submissions that students have put into your Dropbox. There are two main ways for you to access the Dropbox. The first is through a link that you can see on your toolbar labelled Dropbox. You can click on that and it will take you straight to the Dropbox folder. The second way to do it, if I return to the main page, is if you have a look on the left hand side, you can see that it says updates. Within updates it says that there is one new Dropbox submission waiting for me. Now this can be quite a convenient way of keeping track of new submissions, so once you log on to the learning room then you would be able to see if there was anything waiting for you to download. Otherwise, to review the Dropbox settings or just to look at what's already in there, you can just use the link at the top on the nav bar. So I'm going to click on New Dropbox Submissions, and again that opens the Dropbox folder. Now in order to mark the piece of work or to give feedback, what I'm looking for here is the column that's labelled Unread Files. So within that you can see that there's a number 1, so I want to see that unread file, and so to do that I just click on the folder. In this case it's labelled Postgraduate Diploma Submissions, and the other one is Postgraduate Certificate Submissions. Now there may be slight differences in how this is set up in your learning room, but we would suggest that if you label them with the stage that students are at, that would make things a lot simpler for you to manage. So I'm going to click on PGD Submissions. I click on that, and what I do is I scroll down and I can see that there's already some work left here. Okay. What I can see is that feedback has already been left on the first student's work. There's been feedback left on Neil Armstrong's work. It was left on September the 30th and the feedback has been read. But there's also some other assignment or feedback request document waiting to be marked, and that is for Bilbo Baggins. And the way I can tell that that's waiting for me is that there is a little orange flash here that says it's unread. So there are two ways to collect work so that you can give it feedback. The first way, if you have more than one submission to download, is simply to select any of the assignments that you want to download and then click on the little Download Submissions from Selected Users icon. Once you do that, it downloads as a single zip file which you can save on your computer, and then you'll see all the submissions labelled with the student's name plus the file name that they've uploaded, which makes it very straightforward. However, I'm not going to be doing that for this instance because I just have one student that I'm going to look at. So I click on their work and that opens up. Now this may look slightly different in your browser. I'm using Safari, so in this case it opens up the Downloads folder. To view that student's work, I then click on it and it opens up in Word for me. Okay, so I'm just going to return now to the folder. So now I've looked at my student's work, what I want to do is to leave feedback. So to do that I just click on the Leave Feedback link, and that takes me to a form where I can give the students some feedback. Now again, there are a couple of ways of doing this, and whichever is the preferred approach for you, then you can do that. So I can either click into the feedback box here and simply type something straight in. So this is feedback. Insert. So there's my feedback. Or I can add a file. So I might want to do this if I had annotated a piece of electronic work that they'd submitted to me, or perhaps I've made notes on their feedback request form. So in that case you would click on Add File, choose File, locate one, and I'm just going to locate any file. So I'm just choosing this one, and then I click on Upload. And you can see that the file I just uploaded is here. Okay. If you change your mind and want to get rid of it, just click on the little dustbin icon and it will delete it for you. There is an undo. If you click that once more, then it will restore it. Okay. In this case, all I'm going to do is give them the written feedback in the comment box here. So now I'm just ready to click on Save. And that's it. You can now see that it says feedback left on this date. What you'll see as well, once the student had read their feedback, it would then change and an extra line would be added and it would say the feedback read date and time. So that's it. All you need to do is you follow the link to your Dropbox folder, you download the work, you view it, and then you simply click on the link to leave feedback. That's it.